Hold on, please. I'm just trying to get everything kind of like leveled here. I do this ahead of time, but unfortunately, it never fails when I go to, because I have to do this um, in horizontal, not vertical. And so, of course, every time I go live, it wants me to revert my phone and to a different direction, and I do not want to do that. So now I got to try and get this all leveled so everything kind of looks good here. I think we're good. So I'll put my little level away. So, welcome everybody. I think I got everything situated okay here. Let me move this down a little bit. Sorry for the glare from my lights on the box. So, every month I do subscribe to Paper Pumpkin, and reminds me that I forgot to get my little sheets out here so I can let you know about the next kit and all that. So I do subscribe to Paper Pumpkin. Paper Pumpkin is Stampin' Up's monthly subscription kit, and um, it can be cards. It can be. I'm still not right. Hold on. Let me bring that down just a little bit. I'm looking at my screen. Hold on. I may have to scroll back up. What did it say? Okay. Yeah, I don't have my screen up. I apologize, everyone. I'm just kind of just out of sorts a little bit because I've kind of fell behind this past week on getting things done. Like my Throwback Thursday, for example. Actually, I just recorded it before I'm doing this one right here. And yeah, so it's Sunday evening, and I'm actually doing three um, videos back to back just to kind of get caught up. The next one I will be doing hold on a second here. There's a page missing that I need for, oh my goodness, run out of room on where to put things. Um, I'm sorry. So I, yeah, what was I saying? So, it was a busy week this past week. So, my Throwback Thursday, there's times where products that I choose for my videos, that there's times, and I'm sure that this happens to other people, and it doesn't necessarily mean you do videos, but you get product, especially like bundles. So not so much with the kits because everything's kind of done for you, but when it comes to like the bundles and that, or sweets or whatever that I use in my videos, sometimes the ideas of what to create, they come very quickly, and then sometimes not so much. So this past week kind of got away from me, and so my Thursday video did not get done until actually tonight, just before I'm recording this video. So that is now posted out there, but now it's kind of like out of order in my on my YouTube page, my homepage. And so now it's like it should be before the Friday, but it's not. But my Friday Night Live, that went as scheduled at 6 p.m. this past Friday on the 27th. I am recording this the night of March 1st. So the Throwback Thursday, that's done. That's out there. I featured the on display bundle. That particular bundle, the stamp set, is now gone. However, the dies are still available at a discounted price. So for this video, though, we are talking about Paper Pumpkin. And like I said, Paper Pumpkin is Stampin' Up's monthly subscription kit. It's an all-inclusive kit. Um, well, for the most part, it is. You get a photopolymer stamp set. You get a little ink spot. You get all the bits and pieces that you need to create cards. Sometimes it could be treat packaging, but this particular one is really stinking cute, and it creates cards, and it also coordinates with a suite that is in our current mini January to April mini catalog. So before we open up the box, there are a couple of things that I do want to make mention. So I do want to make mention about the March kit. So again, I'm recording this on March 1st. The subscription period for the March kit is going to end on March 10th. So with this particular kit, this is going to be Fluttering Garden. Again, this is for March. Create charming cards with a hummingbird motif for Mother's Day and more. It'll make 9 cards, 3 each of 3 designs with 9 coordinating envelopes. There's textured white card bases, pre-cut paper pieces, and sentiments. The coordinating colors in this kit is basic gray, which is also the little felt ink spot that comes in the kit. Coastal Cabana, Early Espresso, Gorgeous Grape, Old Olive, Peach Pie, and Pretty Peacock. And then in this particular kit, there will also be a free additional stamp set included. Now, again, Paper Pumpkin is only available in North America. So those that are in the US and in Canada, it's available for them to subscribe. You can subscribe to Paper Pumpkin monthly. Each month, when it hits the 11th, so the day after, you are charged for the kit and then they ship it out to you. There's also a prepaid option as well. And if you look in the description of this video and towards the bottom, there is the price for those prepaid options. And on the prepaid options, you do earn Stampin' Rewards for that. Same with the regular subscription, you also earn Stampin' Rewards as well. In addition to this particular kit, what Stampin' Up started, I think it was like a year or two ago, or maybe it was last year, and then I've totally lost track of time, guys. So yeah, it could have been 2 years ago. But what Stampin' Up had done, they came out with some coordinating add-on dies to go with 3 months worth of paper pumpkins. So for the January, February, and March 2026 kits, this is the Beautiful Blooms dies. You can see the ones here that, as a matter of fact, I do have them, so I could show them to you in person. Hold on. Oh, please. Trying to get it out, and it don't want to come out of my little storage thing. So the dies are something that's additional if you want to create alternative projects. You do not need the dies in order to create anything that's in the kits. This is just if you want to do something extra. So for January, there is this postage die right here. For February, you do have like your tulips and then your stem for your tulips. So you can see it's not a tiny die, it's a pretty sizable die. So you can make some really cute spring cards with this, and that you'll see with the kit that and the also the suite that coordinates with it, you'll see how these will coordinate. So if you get the suite, you can also use these dies to add some other elements to your cards or even your scrapbook pages. And then for March, we have this script beautiful right here. So really neat set of dies. So for all the other months, we did have dies as well. There are some that are still available and others that have already sold out. You do need to be a Paper Pumpkin subscriber in order to get the dies. And for these dies, the item number is 168666. And then here in the US, the price of the dies is $13. So these are, at the time of me recording this, March 1st, these dies are still available. So come April, then there'll be a new set of dies that'll coordinate with the April, May, and June kits. Okay, so let me show you now. Like I mentioned, this particular paper pumpkin kit, it does coordinate with a suite that is in our holiday mini catalog. So let me kind of move this out of the way so I can show you. So it is called, what is it called? It is called the Easter Joy Suite. So we have a bundle called Easter Basket, so your photopolymer stamps. If you aren't aware, Stampin' Up! Had recently changed up first the packaging of the stamps and dies. They're all in these larger envelopes, and they're all the stamps are going to be photopolymer. And so what I've done is I just, since everything's the same size, I take the actually the insert of the dies, pull it out of the envelope, and then I put it on the back side of the stamp set so the two are together. So what I really love about this set is that these are like the most cutest bunnies ever. They are so cute. I love the images. I love the fonts that they've used on their greetings. Happy Easter. Easter's on its way. Hello spring and for you. And along with this, like I said, there are coordinating dies. So you do have like a detailed type of basket. Your basket has these little slits, and then there's a die that will die cut all these little strips. You can die cut them in a bunch of pastel colors, and then you can weave them into your basket so you can make a really cool looking basket. There's like some scallop trim. You got some dies here to do like a daffodil, another flower, along with a stem. And again, those dies that are the add-on ones to the paper pumpkin, you can utilize those in this bundle as well. So in addition to the stamp set and the set of dies, there are embellishments. These are the Easter assortment embellishments. So these are nice. They're not very thick. You have some lemon lolly dots, some balmy blue, and then you have these pretty in pink and white kind of checkered egg shapes. So really cool. They're not, like I said, they're not very thick, so they'll be great when you put them on your cards and you mail them. It won't add a lot of extra bulk to your card. Then there is the, what is this, balmy blue gingham ribbon. This is 1/4 of an inch wide and very pretty. Love the gingham ribbon, and balmy blue is a really pretty color. Now, there are actually two specialty papers that are in with this suite as well. So this is the Easter Joy Specialty Designer Series paper. So this paper is a little bit different than what we've had in our other designer series paper of past. So in this pack of paper, the colors in here are balmy blue, crumb cake, lemon lolly, peach pie, pretty in pink, and shy shamrock. So there's three colors in this paper that are in colors that are actually going to be retiring. Um, do I want to say early May? Now, what makes this paper kind of specialty, and there is some foiling elements that's in this paper, but it's also different. So let me kind of pull this out so I can show you. So the lights may kind of glare. As you can see, there's like some shiny here. So this paper, it's a bit thicker than our regular designer series paper. So on this side, you have some of your foiling. It's like there's like some kind of like finish that's on the paper. As you can see, it's shiny. And then when you flip it over, you have kind of like what looks like your regular designer series paper where it's not shiny, it's kind of matte. So there's this pattern here. And then we have some really pretty stripes. And you can see there's like some foiling in that paper. And then we got some crumb cake. Nice little neutral floral design that's on the back. And then we have this pattern. So you're getting 2 sheets of each pattern. So again, some of the foiling in those flowers. And then you got your shy shamrock, your flowers and your eggs. And then what's cool about this particular pattern, so these would actually do card front, so you can trim these down. So what is it? So they would be 6 by 4 panels that you can trim these down, and you can put them on, just put them on your card front. You'd have to trim them down just a little bit if you're doing an A2 size card, but nice little backdrops to create a scene card. And again, there's some foiling in that as well. And then on the other side, you got this checkered pattern. And then we got this pattern here. And it's possible that the die that, I don't know, the dies could, like this particular die here, it's possible that it may die cut a flower out of this paper. They've done that where they have had dies where it will die cut some of the patterns that are in the paper. So you can see there's some of the foiling on that. And I really like this. So you got your white and your little balmy blue bunnies and baskets and chicks and eggs and carrots and some plants. So really, really cute. Very subtle pattern. And then the final pattern in here, we got our eggs. And again, there's like a coating on this. So so this particular designer series paper is a bit thicker than our regular designer series paper. And then here you kind of like have your basket weave here in crumb cake. So that is the Easter Joy paper. So and I noticed that this paper too kind of curls a little bit. The packaging that I have it in, I bought these Ziploc bags off of Amazon. They're 13 by 13 in size. And I find that it's so much easier that my cardstock or my designer series paper, as I'm using it, I can put everything in here. There's plenty of room. I can put more than one package in here, and all my little scraps are in here, and they're not going to fall out. Now, the other thing that is part of this suite too, this is the Pleasant Patterns Specialty Designer Series paper. This is more foil than actual paper. It's in Peach Pie, Pretty in Pink, and Shy Shamrock. So all of these colors are going to be retiring in colors come May. So if these are colors, these are more like I would like to describe them kind of like as a sherbet colors. So if you like those colors, then be sure to um, get them sooner rather than later is what I would like to say, because as we know, everybody knows that they're going to be retiring. So a lot of times the cardstock may sell out, and then they may not restock it, because it's so close to when the catalog's going to retire. So as far as like Stampin' Blends, which that's the alcohol markers, the ink pad, the re-inker, cardstock, even like the 6 by 6 designer series paper, or even the flat pearls. embellishments, anything that's in the colors, those are going to be retiring. So if you like the colors, be sure to go ahead and grab them sooner rather than later. So you get 6 sheets of this foil. They are single-sided, they're not double. And again, the thickness of these sheets are the same as the other one. So you have your peach pie, kind of your spots, and yeah, the light is kind of like glaring off of it. And again, the back side of it is white. There's no pattern on the back. Then we have our pretty in pink flowers. So these are kind of variegated and a lot of foil, so very pretty flowers. And then we have the Shy Shamrock stripes. So if you like doing St. Patrick's Day projects too, this particular foil paper will work just as well. Okay, so that is everything that is in the Easter Joy Suite. I just wanted to show you that this week, because our paper pumpkin kit for the month of February actually coordinates with this. So you can, if you don't want to do the actual projects in the kit, you can do alternative stuff where you use the bits and pieces from the kit and you can use it in conjunction with those dies and also with this suite as well. So let me get this suite out of the way and we will open up our box and see what we got in here. So what I do ahead of time with my paper pumpkin kits is I will separate this. Had, like I mentioned, it creates 3 cards. So I have already kind of like opened this and kind of separated the pieces just so then that way it'll save a little bit of time. But I'm going to show you everything that's in it. So here are the 3 card kits. All the envelopes kind of have this pretty and pink pattern on the flaps, and they're all white otherwise. And then you get a color printout of instructions, so it shows you what each of the projects look like. And again, this makes 9 cards, 3 each of 3 designs, and it's basically it's all pictures. It shows you like as far as like glue dots go, they're going to be like these little gray circles. These white hexagons, those are going to be your dimensionals. In this, they tell us, blah, 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 blah. Can't talk. Um, it shows you what you have to stamp for each of the cards. So this does open up and it's upside down. So it'll show you like any of the labels or anything that needs to be stamped. It kind of gives you that diagram. So basically it's just really showing you where to put your adhesives. If there's any twine or anything that's in the kits, it's letting you know how long of a piece you need. And what's nice is that on the side of the instructions you do have a ruler. So really all you need for this kit to do these kits is a pair. Let's see, things that would work is like a bone folder. A take your pick tool is great for putting the embellishments on. Now it's not required, but it's a nice tool to use for that. And then also a pair of scissors. So that's basically what you need. Now, as a first time subscriber, you will get, hold on a second so I can show you. As a first time subscriber, you will get a clear block. Now, pay no attention that I got like smudges of adhesive on there, but you do get like this thin acrylic block with your first kit. Now, you won't get another block in future kits, so you want to hold on to that kit. Hold on to that block so you can use it in your upcoming kits. So everything, right, like I mentioned, it shows you everything of what pieces you're stamping, with what stamp. And again, you can use out of the stamp set, you can use whatever greetings that you want to use. And again, even putting the kit together. They give you the layout. If you want to change it up some, you more than welcome to do that as well. This is just basically like your starting point as far as how to put the card samples together. Now, this particular page here, it shows you all the bits and pieces that are needed for each of the card designs. On the back of this, it does show you the set of the coordinating dies. There's also a QR code here that you can scan that will, I think this will actually take you to where these are in the online store. And then every month, Stampin' Up! Does do a video where it's showing you how to put it together. And so this QR code will take you to the video in which they made where they put this all together. And then, of course, in this picture here, you see all the bits and pieces that are included in this kit. Let you know what what the kit components are, and then also what the coordinating Stampin' Up! Colors are as well. So we got that. Now, it does come with a Shy Shamrock ink spot, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to set this aside and I'm going to actually pull in my full-size ink pad to do my stamping. You always do get a photopolymer stamp set that is exclusive to the kit. Well, some of the greens look right to the edge, right there. So for this particular kit, we got Sweet Spring Greetings, Happy Easter, and Hello Friend. You got some grass and two decorated eggs right there. The pretty in pink twine. And then you have some sequins, there are glue dots, and then your dimensionals are in a sheet of dimensionals are in here as well. Here is the artwork for the stamp set. So after you complete the kit, you can get like a cellophane envelope to protect your cards. You can take your stamp set and you can put that right in here, kind of fold that, and then you can put it um, in that sleeve. So then that way, your stamp set is protected. And again, once you complete the kit, you have a stamp set that you can use for any of your other projects. And then there are sheets that are going to have some punch outs of your labels and other decorative elements in here. Isn't that the cutest bunny ever? I'm going to love making that card because I really think that bunny is just the cutest. And then like I said, all your panels, your bits and pieces, your card bases, and your envelopes as well. And again, I already pulled all of this stuff out. So I am going to put in here what I need to put in here. And we're going to set this aside. I have my directions right here. And I'm going to do card number 1. Now, one of the things that I do want to do before I actually start doing anything, my set of stamps, photopolymer stamps have this film on them. It's part of the process of making them. So what I want to do is I'm using my chamois here to just kind of clean them. And of course, it's all squeaky. Okay, and then I'm just going to dry them like on my pants. Okay, now, like I mentioned, in your very first kit, when you subscribe, they're going to include that acrylic block, but I'm actually going to bring in one of my regular blocks that we sell in our annual catalog. These are a bit thicker, so I like using these. And again, if you're new to card making, the paper pumpkin kits are perfect because everything's kind of done for you. Your card bases are pre-scored, and everything is kind of like punch out pieces and layers and stuff. So really these would be the only three tools that you would really need. So your bone folder to burnish your folds on your card, your scissors if there's any twine or ribbon that's included, and then I like using my take your pick tool to pick up like any embellishments. So especially like something like these sequins, I like using this. Again, it's not required, but I like to use it. So let me so looking at the instructions, it's letting me know which stamps I'm going to be using. So I'm going to be using the Happy Easter. So I'm going to bring in an extra block. So the Happy Easter, and then as I get it unstuck from my fingers, and then one of the eggs. So you can use either of the egg designs that you want. And I'm going to use the one with the circles on it. Yeah, when these were kind of cut, I can see that I got more extra photopolymer on this side. And then it was like literally cut like right around um, that outline of that egg. And then even on my word on this side. So we're going to see how this works. Hopefully it all stamps well. If it doesn't, all I have to do is reach out to Stampin' Up! And let them know, and they will take care of it. So for this particular egg here, I'm just going to use a smaller block. I don't need something so big. All right. So it's showing that on my tag. So let me get my little card kit. Is this the one that I want? Let me see. Yep, this is my first one. And it's the one with the cute bunny. Okay, so all my bits and pieces are right here. So I have my card base. So I'm going to also bring in my Stampin' Pierce mat. Being that it's photopolymer, I do want to get a good stamped image. So on my label, I have that. And then my egg. Now, one of the things I do want to check is to see how inky my ink pad is. So Shy Shamrock, unfortunately, is one of those colors that I haven't used a whole lot. And I don't know why, because it's a nice, pretty bright green. Okay, it stamps pretty good, so we're good there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to ink this up. And I'm going to stamp this right on top of my egg. And again, what's nice, photopolymer, you can see right through it, so you're seeing where you're stamping. And then my Happy Easter. I'm going to stamp that right there. Okay, and I think that's all the stamping that needs to be done for this card. So let me clean my stamps really quick. Okay, and we can close this up. All right, so move our pieces, get this out of the way. All right, so we've done our stamping. Now on our panel, it shows you where to put your adhesive. Now again, if you are someone that you're a seasoned crafter, you don't necessarily have to use your glue dots. You can use your Stampin' Seal or your liquid glue to put your pieces down. But I'm going to show you with the bits and pieces that are in the kit. And all those things, they work just as fine. The only difference is that uh, this is just takes a little bit longer because you're placing all these little glue dots on. So these are also perfect for picking up your glue dots as well. So they have them like in each corner and one along the middle on the side there to make sure that your piece is going to stay on your card front. Okay, and then there's three. kind of down the center. Like so. Okay, so I'm just going to press those down and make sure they're stuck on there really well. Okay, now I'm going to put that aside. So we're putting our adhesive on everything. So then we got our banner, and we're going to add 2 on this end, and then 1 up near the top here on the right side. Okay, then we have our egg, and we're going to add some dimensionals on here. And with these little dimensionals, it's a little bit easier also to pick up the dimensionals using my Take Your Pick tool. So the egg has 2 dimensionals on it. Okay, so we'll set that aside. And then our wreath. Okay, our wreath has dimensionals as well. And don't mind me, I'm going to turn the fan on really quick. Starting to feel a little bit warm. Okay, so we're going to add a few on here. Okay, one there. And then one more right here. Okay, so we'll set that aside. Now let's bring in the bunny. The cute, cute bunny. Okay, so we have all of that. And then it says that you're going to need 7 inches of the twine. What I'm going to do, we're creating a little bow to put on our bunny, so I'm just going to tie my bow. I'm not going to pre-cut the 7 inches. To me, I've done this for a while, so you know, I'm pretty good at tying bows, so I know that I don't need like 7 inches of, I mean, that's pretty big piece for a little bow, so I'm just going to create my bow. Oops, we don't want you to go through. Okay, so I'm going to leave that to see how big of a bow that I need. So let me get my card base here. So it's the solid color. It looks like, almost looks like soft sea foam. Okay, or it could be lemon lolly. It could be either or. All right, so then we're going to take this panel here, and I am going to use my Take Your Pick tool to kind of lift off all these paper backings. So as soon as I record this video, I will then be doing my monthly Christmas card inspiration. So I do that on the 1st of each month. I create 2 fairly simple duplicatable cards, Christmas cards, and this is to give you some inspiration if you want to create your Christmas cards throughout the year. So then that way you have them all set and ready to go. and you can get them mailed out early rather than like right on top of Christmas or after Christmas. Okay, so that video is coming up soon as I'm done recording this one and I get it posted. All right, so I have taken the backings off of my glue dots off of the back of this panel, and I have stuck it down on my card base. Then the next step is to take our wreath and make sure we got it going in the right direction. And we'll take our paper backings off. Okay, I think got one more. All right. And so we're going to place this right around this big oval that they have right here. Like so. Press that down. Okay, and then our bunny, we're going to take those backings off. And our bunny, so this is going to kind of lay right down here. So I'm just going to place this like so. And then my bunny, he's going to kind of go right here. So you can see that you got that crumb cake right there. So that's what we want to kind of like okay, so we got him stuck down. And then the egg, that's going to go and get tucked right back behind him like so. Okay, tuck that right there. And then let's remove the backings off of our banner here. So the paper pumpkin kits, like I mentioned before, they're perfect for someone who would like to start making handmade greeting cards and such. And what's nice about it is, again, you get your pre-scored card bases, you get envelopes, you get your embellishments, adhesive, whatever you need to create the kit. So, you know, when you're first starting off, you're not going to have like all of the tools and all that other stuff. So this is what's really great about this is, again, you get all of the things to put your cards together. And you know, and then once you start, you know, feeling confident, you know, and again purchasing cardstock and all the other things that you know, tools and all that, yeah, it's best to start off with something kind of simple. All right, so now we have that. And then my little bow here for my bunny. So my bow's pretty good. So I'm going to trim this down. Like so. And then we're going to take a glue dot and I'm going to add our glue dot right here on our bunny. And then we're going to take our bow and we're going to place it right there on our glue dot. Now, isn't that just so cute? Okay. So then, even with the sequins, your embellishments, it even lets you know how many you need. So on this one, it looks like there's two colors. You kind of have like this clear iridescent and these other ones that are kind of like a yellowish iridescent color. So we're using 3 of these clear ones, and add one right up here, and let's see another one right over here. And again, you can place your embellishments wherever you want to put them. Where's the third one? Hold on. Sometimes you got to really look at this to see. Hmm. Oh, I see it. And then there's one up here. Okay, and then we have 2 yellow ones. So I know we got one down here. And where's the other one? Up here. Okay, and again, you can put your little sequins wherever you want to put them. So there is the first card. Isn't that so cute? This bunny, I'm sorry, the bunny is so cute. So very cute and simple. Now, when you're a subscriber to Paper Pumpkin, the one of the other things that's usually typically available, probably like a week or so after these have shipped, and I'm pretty sure that it may be out there now. Let me go and check really quick. They usually offer refill kits, and the refill kits, they do not contain like an extra ink pad or the set of stamps. It only has like so okay, so yeah, they do have the refill out here. The price of the refill is $13.50. And so what you're going to get in the refill is more of the adhesive, another thing of the sequins and the twine, the envelopes, the punch outs, basically everything except for the little ink spot and the stamp set is in the refill. So this is so cute. I don't know. I just may need to get that refill because these are just like really, really cute. And then there's our coordinating envelope. And we'll set that aside. And let's get our next one. Okay. So this one has a nice pretty print on it. Okay, and on this one, we want the greeting that says Sweet Spring Greetings. So let me put this stamp here, and I don't think we need any of the other stamps. I think that's the only one that we need. Okay. And we'll put our block on it. Okay, then let's see. Pull out our little bits and pieces. Oops, there's more. And we will burnish our card base. And then we'll get our pierce mat. Okay, and then got our stamp. And our ink. And we're going to stamp this right here in the middle. Shy Shamrock is definitely a nice, pretty, bright green. I don't know why I didn't use it more. Oh, we got a flower stuck on there. Okay, let's clean this really quick. All right. So we don't need this. Make sure nothing's stuck to it. Okay, so on our greeting piece, we're going to get some dimensionals. And we're going to add one in each corner. And then two here in the middle. Okay, so we'll set that aside. And then on our flowers and on our leaves, we're going to add glue dots. So we have 3 flowers and then 4 sets of leaves. All right, glue dots. So we're adding 2 to each of these. And again, if you wanted to go a little bit quicker, you can use liquid glue. You can use your Stampin' Seal instead of using all these glue dots. And what's nice, these glue dots you get there, I mean, usually there's always glue dots in almost every kit. And so I've had so many sheets of these things left over that technically I really don't need to be buying any boxes of the mini glue dots because I have so many of these that I can use instead. All right, so that's got it, that's got it. Okay, so all our pieces have glue dots. I just want to press down and make sure that they're stuck. Okay. All right, so this one doesn't have any of the twine on it at all. So on here, make sure our card is opening in the right direction. We're going to take our greeting piece and we're going to place it right there in the middle. Okay. So I'm going to center that like so. All right, and now we're going to start layering our pieces here. So we have our leaves. We take our flowers. I'm just going to take off all these backings. We got one more over here. So let me see how they got this now. So we have, looks like they got the leaves on the corners here. So we got one. Let me see something here. Okay, so the leaves are kind of tucked under that center panel. You got one like right here, and another one like right up here. And then we got it down here as well. Okay, and then we have one flower that goes down here, and then there's two that are up here. Like so. All right, so there is that. Now, it doesn't have any twine on it, but we do have these sequins. So 4 of the clear ones are going on here. So we got, I did this wrong. I situated this stuff on here wrong. This isn't a landscape card. This is a, oh please. You got to take these off. I ended up doing my card as a vertical instead of horizontal. I was wondering why things weren't sitting right, or things looked a little bit different as far as the pattern that was on the card base. So these are coming off pretty easily without tearing. See, sometimes this stuff happens. And of course, when you're filming and you're doing a video, of course this stuff happens. But these pieces are popping off pretty easily with no issues. Okay. Now, let me take this part and kind of get under there to kind of lift off these dimensionals. Of course, I'll probably have to put some new ones on here. One more. There we go. So we got that all off. And like I said, I'm going to have to put some new ones on there. So when this happens, you can just rub your finger over it and it'll loosen that adhesive up. Okay. Brush that off so our card base is good as new. And then I'll do the same thing on this panel. Okay, there we go. So that piece is good as new. Got everything off there without destroying anything. Just get these bits of the dimensionals off. So now let's add some new dimensionals to the back of this, and let's put our card together in the right orientation. Okay, let's try this again. So our card is going to go like this. Let's take these off. Okay, now, all right. Now, card's in the right orientation. Let's now take our piece here and I didn't even see, evidently this isn't a perfect square, so guess what? Yep, it's gonna have to go this way. It's gonna have to go this way. Come on. Yeah, it's gonna have to go in that direction. It's not a perfect square, so yeah. So they're gonna see more on that side. But you know what? No one's ever gonna know unless you tell them. So now let's go and put our leaves back on here. Like so. And then we have our flowers. Okay, and then down here. And then we got our flower. There we go. So we saved it. Now I wasn't going to like change that up. That's fine. All right, so there's no twine in this one. We do have the sequins, and this one we're doing like 4 clear ones. And I did pick it up. I got one up there. And another one down here. Here. And let's see, the last one is kind of like over here. And then we have 2 of the yellow ones. That's kind of like right over here. And right over here. Okay, so nice little save on this card. So this card is a horizontal card, not a vertical card. And I have to keep in mind when I go to do the rest of them to make sure that this should actually be turned this way and then stamped. Yeah, so it is what it is, and we saved it. And again, unless someone else has this kit, they're not going to know. It still looks very, very pretty and glitzy and nice and springy looking. So there's our coordinating envelope. So we'll put that over here. And then we will pull in the video because I had it on the refill, the page on the Stampin' Up website. Okay, so our final card is the one with the basket. So let's bring in those pieces. I'm dropping everything. Okay. And let's go ahead and burnish that. And we'll set that aside. Now for the stamp on this one, we're doing, let's see, let's put this one back. And this one we need the little decorated egg. the grass, and the hello friend. Okay, we'll set that aside. Let's get blocks for all this. And we don't need such a big block. Okay, so we got those. And let's see, we got a little panel here to put our greeting on. So I poke out this little hole here. Okay. And let's get our pierce mat and our ink. Okay, and we're going to stamp our hello friend right here. Okay, and then we have a couple of egg, no, where we got just one egg, and we're going to stamp decorated egg on that. Okay, and then our grass, we're adding that to our card base. So I'm gonna just stamp this a few times. Like so. And that's all our stamping. And then let me quickly clean these. All right. Now, let's see how this goes together now. Okay, so on our little greeting piece, we're going to add some glue dots to that. Okay, we'll set that aside. And then on our egg, we're going to add 2 dimensionals to this. Okay, we'll set that aside. All right, and then we have 2 larger flowers and then 3 smaller ones. Okay, so one of the smaller flowers is going to have a dimensional on it, and then the other 2 smaller ones are going to have glue dots on those. And then on our larger flowers, they're going to have glue dots as well. Okay, so we have that. And then we have this bunch of eggs here. So we're going to add not dimensionals, but glue dots to this. Okay, and then we'll take that, we'll put that aside, bring in our basket, and we're going to add dimensionals to our basket. So we have a few on the handle. here. Like so. Okay, so we got all of our adhesive on our pieces here. All right, so now let's see what we got here. So we're going to lay down our eggs. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take my basket. I'm going to kind of place that, make sure I'm in the screen here. I'm going to kind of place that right there. And I'm going to remove these backings. Okay, and then the eggs are going to tuck right underneath like so. So make sure I got my basket where I want it. Put my eggs in there. Okay, so kind of press this down. Okay, and then we'll take off our backings here. Okay, and then we will place, make sure that's straight. We will place our basket. Look straight. Okay, we'll press that down. And then our egg that we stamped, that's going to be tucked in right in the front. Like so. Okay. And then we got our flowers. So we have, let's see, we got a little one. That will go right up here. And then one of our bigger flowers. That's going to go right on the handle like so. And our other big one. This one's going to go right here. And then we have our other little one that's on a glue dot. That is going to go like down here. And then the one that's on a dimensional, that's going to go, move this down actually a little bit. And then this will kind of go over right next to it. So it's actually stuck down under the basket. Okay, then we have our little tag here. And this, okay, I don't think I need that much. So cut a piece. Okay. Now let me see. I'm going to put this, fold it in half. Okay, we got our little loop here. We'll bring the tails in. Okay, and then we will go ahead and tie our bow. Okay, so now let's fix our bow here. sure it's tight. Pull that down a little bit. And then we'll trim our tails just a little bit here. Like so. Okay, and then we'll take off our backings to our glue dots. Okay, and then this is going to get stuck right here on our basket. Like so. Okay, and then, whoops, one of our paper backings. All right, and then actually this one does not have any of the sequins on it, so there is the third card. This, I will tell you guys, this is like a really, really nice kit. I do love, you know, just like all the nice pastel springy colors in it. And I just love how these cards came out. So there is our third one with that Easter basket with our eggs and flowers. And then our second card, we kind of saved this one because I had it in the wrong orientation, but I saved it and it still looks good even though this panel needs to be turned that way. But this one came out just as cute. Really love the colors in this. And then of course there's this one. I think this one is my favorite because it has that really, really cute bunny, and that bunny image is not small, it's pretty big too. So there are the three projects out of the Celebrate Spring paper pumpkin kit. Now again, there is a refill available for this kit. The refills contain everything to create another 9 cards. The only thing that is not in the refill kits is the little ink spot and the stamp set. So you can, if you are a subscriber and you didn't get the actual kit, but you get the refill, you can always substitute with what you have. The cards would still come out cute, you know, using different greetings. When it comes to like the design, say like on the eggs, you can always use a marker to create designs, or the watercolor pencils. So there's a couple of different options. You know, if you didn't get the actual kit with the stamp set and what else? The ink spot. Yeah, the ink spot. And again, I just used my full size. Now, again, um, a lot of the colors that are in this kit are the in colors that will be retiring. Shy Shamrock, this ink, this again is one of the in colors. So the 5 in colors are Pretty in Pink, which is that pink, right? This pink right here. Peach Pie, um, Shy Shamrock, Summer Splash, and Petunia Pop. So they're kind of like your sherbet type colors. They're going to be retiring um, with this annual catalog. So the new catalog is supposed to come out in May, but when it comes to the in colors that are going to be retiring, everybody knows that they're retiring. So if there was anything like cardstock or the Stampin' Blend markers, the actual ink pads, the re-inkers, the two-tone cardstock, anything in the in colors. Oh, and the really pretty flat pearls. If you like those colors and you want to, you know, kind of get them before, you know, they're gone, I would suggest, you know, ordering it sooner rather than later, because again, as we get closer to that catalog retiring, what happens, things tend to start to sell out fast. and it's really hard saying, whether or not the stock is going to be replenished, like pretty much up to, at the end of the catalog. So it's kind of like a supply as supplies last when we get near the end of the catalog. And again, I really do like these in colors that are going to be going away. So it's going to be a little sad. Maybe one day they'll come back again. But yeah, if you like those colors, yeah, be sure to get whatever there is in those colors, and what you would want and what you need and all that. So again, this is the Celebrate Spring February 2026 kit. The next kit is going to, that's not it, hold on. The next kit is going to be, what did I do with the papers? Oh, yeah. The kit for March is going to be Fluttering Garden. And again, there is going to be a free additional stamp set in this kit. So if you would like to get this kit, you do need to subscribe by March 10th. When March 11th hits, then it's going to open up the subscription period for then the April kit. So we don't know what the April, May, and June kits are going to look like quite yet, not until March 11th. And again, there are also the coordinating Beautiful Blooms dies that coordinate with the January, February, and March kits. And these are still available. And again, these are while supplies last as well. So just a little heads up about that. So I will be out, I'll come out with another paper pumpkin unboxing and assembly video when I receive the kit. So again, the kits typically will ship like on the 11th or the 12th or so of each month. And then it typically takes maybe about a week before I see it. So hopefully when it comes to the March kit, it will be the video will actually be done before March is over. So again, I apologize. It's a little bit late. I want to really get this done in the month of February, but kind of close. So I will be now recording. I am recording like 3 videos back to back. Finished my Throwback Thursday just before doing this one. This one's done. Now I'm going to be doing my monthly Christmas card inspiration video. So that will be posted after I finish that one. Now, I will let you know that I do have a monthly newsletter. Typically, it's just once a month, and it goes out at the beginning, near the beginning of the month. And so this one for March is going to go out on Tuesday the 3rd. Like I said, I typically only do one. The only time I do another one where it'd be kind of modified is if Stampin' Up! Had some special offer that was happening that we weren't aware of. So if you would like to receive that, there is a link for it below in the description. In there, it is going to have my video schedule for the month of March. So whatever products that I am going to be using for all those videos, I'm letting you know in advance what I'm going to be using. Um, and I think that's it, guys. So again, thank you so much for stopping by. If you love the projects, if you like the video, please give the video a thumbs up. And if you haven't already done so, please subscribe. I do have lots of video playlists out there on my channel. I do have like 348 videos out there at the moment, so there's a lot of video content. Last Friday, on February 27th, I did go live. So every Friday I go live at 6 p.m. Central Time. And there was a lot of stuff that I did make mention at the very beginning, some things that are going to be changing, in regards to Stampin' Up. Also, there's going to be a new catalog coming out. So our wait, hold on, January to April, May, June, July, August. So May through August, we're no longer going to have like an actual annual catalog. We're going to have three, um, I don't know if I want to say they're mini catalogs because each of the catalogs are going to have approximately like 84 pages, and each one of them is going to have all of our core products like our cardstock and inks and all that other stuff in them. So I did talk about that in that Friday Night Live. So with that, the mailing selector has opened up. If you would like to receive a catalog from me, I believe I'm thinking that you do have to create a profile. Now, when you create the profile, you do need to opt in for contact. Opting in for contact is going to be able to allow me to select you to have Stampin' Up! Directly mail a catalog to you. It does save some money in regards to shipping catalogs. Um, if you Otherwise, you can also send me an email and request the catalog as well. So that is kind of like all I got at the moment. I don't want to ramble. It's kind of late at this point. And so, again, thank you so much for stopping by and watching the unboxing and the put together of the February 2026 Celebrate Spring Paper Pumpkin Kit. And again, um, Flutter, what is it? Fluttering something will be the kit for March. So if you're interested in that, be sure to subscribe before midnight Mountain Time on March 10th. So do it before then. And again, if you are a current subscriber, the refill kit is available right now for $13.50 here in the US. And again, it does not include the stamps and it doesn't include the little ink spot. So until next month, everybody, again, thank you so much for stopping by. Have a blessed one. Bye bye.